Yeah.
Grab, what are you gonna get?
Color of the Lord.
Okay, I was gonna, well, okay, go on, get that. And then
Because they put up Caesar Borgia.
Yeah.
The image of Jesus, the one in the world called Jesus Christ. Right. So that you're basically saying that the Son of the Most High has leprosy. That's a curse, man.
Yeah,
that's blasphemy, man. You know, that's not what the scriptures say. You know? Revelation chapter 1 verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So yeah, the Son of Man, that was one of the titles that Yahushua had, man.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. So he had that woolly texture and white colour, man. He had the grey hairs, which, you know, represent wisdom. Because Yahushua, he's basically, he had the full wisdom, man. When he came as Yahushua, he had the full understanding and scope on everything, man. That's why he had the spiritual power as well, man. Because he's basically able to go down, do miracles. He had a spiritual understanding of who was who, you know, who the righteous were, who his people were, who his people weren't. He had the full inside track. Hey, and that's why it's like, that's what we're aiming and laboring for, man. Because it's like, this is a thing where it's like,
just a quick one on the point of his hair. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and 9. But wisdom is the grey hair unto men.
Wisdom is the grey hair.
That's our Lord, man.
And there's another description, I think it's in Daniel chapter 5, where it says like, his face was as lightning. And then you go into like Proverbs, it says wisdom makes a man's face shine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you can see it's like wisdom kind of on a guy. It's like, if you got a guy who's kind of, it's like you see the men, like you see like Jake's walking around on a low level, they don't really know anything. They got that simple kind of appearance, man, in their face, where they're just kind of vacant, they don't really know what's going on, they're kind of just taking everything at face value. And it's like when they got wisdom, you got that discernment, you can kind of see in the countenance. It's different, man. And that's why it's like Yahushua says, beheld it in lightning. That's because his wisdom was just like so immense. It was just like, yo, you know, this guy on a completely different level.
And it says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. Which, if you go back into what is it? I believe in Matthew, it says like he's the one, you know, Yahushua was basically a wine bibber. It says in Genesis, you have to get, it says that his eyes are going to be red with wine, his teeth will be white with milk. Because he drank a lot, because he had all that wisdom as well. So with much wisdom comes much sorrow. So because he increased all the understanding, then basically it's like, hey, wait on his spirit more. And because he knew what he was going to have to do, he knew he had to go off on the cross. He knew he had to get whipped, he had to get the crown of thorns put on him, and he was going to get messed up, man. That's why he knew all that. So he had to basically go through, basically follow through with all the, basically the Lord Yahweh laid down for him to do. Like right up until getting up on the cross, man. And he didn't want to get on the cross, man. Just before, like in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was like sweating blood because he was thinking about like what he had to go through. Right? He went through. So it's like, hey, man.
Proverbs chapter 31 verse 6. Give strong drink to him that is ready to perish.
Yeah, give strong to him that's ready to perish. So that's like when you got that immense sorrow upon you, immense like weight of what you're gonna have to do. That means, hey, that's like, hey, the Lord says give you a drink, man. Sometimes, like if you be out here, you got all kinds of stresses, you might get family problems with your women, problems with work, problems with all health problems, all this kind of coming together. You just like you need a drink, man, to take the edge off, man, so you can actually get some chill. The thing is, even like with stress, if you stress too much, that actually builds up negative toxins in your body, makes your health worse. So it's like, yo, that's why it's spiritual, is to have a drink, chill out, feel good for a bit, knock out, and you know, just deal with it. Because the thing is, like, it says, put your troubles upon the Lord, man. So it's like a lot of things. It's like sitting there stressing, you can't do it. But then obviously it's like Yahushua actually, the thing is obviously we don't know what we got coming from. Yahushua actually knew the absolute torment he was going to have to go through. So it's like, you're going to have to use I'm like, if you knew you had to go, like, you got a gruesome death way, you're going to be, I'll be drinking, I'll be out there drinking every day. So I'm like, straight, that's like the only kind of way you can go.
Yeah, and the scripture says his visage was marred more than any man. So even Emmett Till ain't got shit on what happened to the Lord. You look at images of Emmett Till and how he got fucked up. Man, the Lord was fucked up more than anyone in history, right?
Yeah.
You know? So that level of torture and torment that he knew that he had to, he had to go through because he knew all things. So he was drinking, he was yakking it up, man. You know? And they called him a wine bibber for that.
Yeah, that's why it's like, it's stupid because the Christians, they say, oh, it's grape juice. I'm like, bro, how is drinking any grape juice going to make you feel better? You know you got to go on the cross tonight, and then you're going to drink some grape. No, obviously it was actual wine, fermented wine, man. It's like the water into wine at the wedding feast.
Yeah.
Do it at the wedding feast and, okay, I'm going to drink some grape juice. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Drinking some wine.
It's the first miracle as well.
Yeah, even Noah got drunk. How's he going to get drunk?
Yeah.
Like drinking grape. Give me a break. And them guys are some clowns. That's why Christians they don't really have the full understanding. The thing is this is like the kind of you need to be able to bring it all together and put it into context for the times, actually understand what was going on. Because all these things, because the thing is like when you bring, like, we're in the West. First of all, we're in the new Neo-Rome. We're in the Neo-Roman Empire, and we've been raised out here. We ain't really connected with the origins and the roots of what's in here. So you need to really go through and understand the times, understand what's going on, to be able to bring it to life. And that's why it's the church. They're bringing that Western kind of mentality. That's why there'll be something about a guy needs to be stoned to death. Like, well, now it's just, we were really blah, blah, oh, that was a different kind of, but they don't realize that, hey, there's certain judgments are to death. It's like certain actions, like, the thing is, you got certain countries still got the death penalty for certain acts. So it's like, okay, well, why can't the one who created you have the death penalty for certain acts?
Exactly.
Hypocrisy.
Just finishing it off, it says, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
Yeah. Wine, you've got a heavy heart, and that's like, what's up weighing on your mind, then you drink something, man, you feel better.
And it says back in Revelation chapter 1 verse 14, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So brass burned in a furnace. So it's like, the thing is, the description in the Bible, it's like anything you take, first of all, brass is brown, then you burn it, it gets even darker. So it's like almost black. A lot of like burnt brass is just pretty much black. So it's like, that shows that the one who walked with Jesus Christ was a very dark-skinned man with an afro. And that's not the image you see. Because the thing is, get Job 9:24. Esau knows that image is power, man. If you can control what the thing is how does the brain work? You think in images. You think about, if I mention like a movie or something, or episode, if I mention like Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time, everyone's going to be able to picture that in their mind instantly. So it's like, that's your mind works in images. So that's why it's like Esau knows controlling the image. That gives him great power over the people, and it does. Because that's why he's got the pictures of, you go to Westminster Abbey, you go to all these different places where a bunch of white, they're fake, false white icons, man. The icons which they painted over everywhere, because that's what they want everyone to see. I went up into, I was in Canterbury, went to a random church in there, it's just a bunch of white images and the thing is, a lot of them you can see they got painted over, man.
Yeah, just to add to what you're saying, not only that, when you're in a position of authority, of rulership, which is what the so-called white man is today, you ain't gonna have the image of no other nation as a god or the son of the Most High. You're gonna have your own image of it. Because why is Esau gonna have, or the so-called white man gonna have a gook, a gook up as the son of the Most High? That don't make no sense. He wants you to worship him, so he's gonna put his image up there, and everyone flocks to that image, and that's why our people want to look like him, because he's betrayed himself to be like the Most High. It's Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces the earth's given into the hand of the wicked, which is so-called white men is the wicked, which is in Amos. It says basically that Edom is the border of wickedness. And it says what? That it covered the face of the judges. And that's all the prophets, starting from Yahweh Shai. But then it's like you go over all the prophets. You see any movie they make based on the Bible, it's a bunch of white guys. Any TV show, any cartoon, a bunch of white guys. Now they might start to stick in the odd Jake in there. But like I think only really recently, like maybe 2013, the one that was the movie Killing Jesus, I think it was. Killing Jesus, there was one they did where they had like a few like in the background, just kind of dark-skinned characters, and they had like Simon as well. No, Peter. Oh yeah, Simon Peter, with like he kind of had curly hair and that.
Yeah, you had the other one as well, Kingdom of Heaven AD. Kingdom and Empire, AD.
Kingdom Empire.
That's on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
The one you watched.
Yeah, that one's hard. And
the angels were black, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, you know, in the Bible series as well, they had like one of the angels was black in like. Sodom and
Gomorrah, yeah.
Oh, and Samson as well.
Samson was black, yeah.
Yeah, they did. So they throw it in a bit now, but it's like you go back to like the 50s, 60s, the Ten Commandments. There was all kinds of biblical movies. Ben-Hur, all Edomites, man, because that's the image you're propagating. The thing is now, first of all, the apostles have been out bringing out the truth, and the truth is just coming out, archaeological truth, understanding it's now they're just kind of having to accept like, oh well, you know, there was of course of some people that they say, oh we don't know, but you know, artistic license and blah, it's bullshit, but it's, you know, it's being revealed that it's bullshit. But what was I gonna say? Grab what is it? First Maccabees
348.
No. What is it? 1 and 41.
What, the book of the law?
Yeah, same here.
Like shit. I thought you work out where it is.
Right, this is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41. And it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote unto his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing is that's why it's not new. Now basically Esau promoting his image and making everyone worship what he wants to worship, and that's nothing new. Back in Rome they did it, back in Greece they did it. The only time I think historically, because even like Babylon, what's his name tried to make it happen, Nebuchadnezzar, he basically like with Daniel where he built a statue to himself. And I think it was after Daniel broke down that he was the head of gold. He got super gassed, so he made a statue and wanted everyone to worship him. Because he was really thinking of like a god because of the level of power he had. So it's like everywhere you go, I think the only time was like the Persian war, the Medes and the Persians, when people were actually allowed to worship their own gods.
Yeah.
But I think other than that, pretty much every rulership, they'll make it where it's like you have to worship who we worship. So go on.
Yep, and it says that all should be one people, and everyone should.
And the thing is that's something they're promoting out here as well, that universalism. Because the thing is basically if everyone becomes one and you all let go of who you are and being different people, basically it's easier to make everyone into slaves. Which is what the so-called one elite wants. They basically want everyone broken down. And the thing is that's, you know, it's working. Everyone out here, they're like, oh, we're just all people, oh, we're just love, oh, we're just free this. But then okay, they're saying that, but then you go to Parliament, what's happening? Your rights are getting taken away. You guys basically getting churned into them slaves, man. You're getting made it. You're not even people anymore, man. You're just, you know, cattle. That's what they call them, goyim, man.
Hey, I've got something for you as well. Even America is trying to do the same thing, because if you type it in on Google, I just typed in E pluribus unum, and that's basically the motto of the United States, and it's out of many one. So they're trying to do the exact same thing that Nebuchadnezzar was doing.
And that's why it's like the thing is you go back to the origins of like Rome, all the kinds of like the Roman worship, the Roman kind of lifestyle. It goes back to like the Babylonian worship, the previous kingdoms. You even go into what was it? The Greeks. They even took like the war elephants that the Persians used to use. So they basically they take over assimilate certain cultural things into their own kingdom, and then just flip it their own way. It's like the pantheon of gods. You go back to after the flood, the Babylon, what's his name, Nimrod. That was basically like the start of all that kind of basically worshiping all kinds of different gods. Basically men on earth saying they're gods. Then you go to Egypt to continue.
Yep.
You go into the Canaanites, all these different nations. They just had a bunch of different gods which are worshipping. Then the Greeks, they had it where it was like, and that's why it's like the Greeks and the Romans, they have the same gods with different names. So for the Greeks, it will be Ares, the god of war, and for the Romans, Mars. For the Greeks, what the hell was the god of war? Poseidon. And then I think for the Romans, it was Mercury. So it's like, and that's even what the planets are named after.
Yeah.
So it's like all these kinds of same forms of worship, they're just pagan worship, it's just continuing on. It's like a book called like The Two Babylons, which basically shows how even like the modern day Christian church is just a continuation of pagan worship from back in the day. So these are the things, it's like Esau basically understands the power in bringing everyone together, getting them all worshipping one thing, and basically that's why he put his image on that. And the Roman Catholic Church is one of the chief ways that's done. Read a bit more on that.
And it says, verse 42, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Yeah, everyone leaves their. So the thing is like part of what makes Israel special. Oh, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in time. I'm good, man. What's up? No, I came like a couple of weeks back, man. I saw Sammy. Yeah, I saw your dad as well, man. I'll pass through. You about, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm feeling Jake, man.
Yeah. 100%. Thingy, what was
Pass through, that's it. He's under Jake.
Jake.
You know, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, come on, man. You see, it's like, I knew from then, it's like, even her dad as well, man. Like, you know what? Guys are super niggas, man. But go on,
Yeah. And it says, verse 43, ye many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
yeah, many of the, so that's even amongst our people are big with going into and following other ways. Because it's like, even now you look around, a lot of these Jakes, so-called black men, they don't really, the thing is first of all, we've been cut off. You can get that actually, we've been cut off from our heritage. We don't know who we are. Jeremiah 17:4. We don't really know who we are, and that's like a big part of what the so-called white man is. Okay, get that. Yeah, go on.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Yeah, that's it. The Lord basically said we're going to discontinue from our heritage. That's why this sign has to be out there, because a lot of our people don't know. They think they're just West Indians or they're just, Dominicans or something, Africans. But then, we need to break down, well, actually, you need to have revealed and broken down to you who you are. Because a lot of our people really don't know. And that's, that's why I'm kind of going through explaining different aspects. And it's the same thing. Because it's like, if you don't really know where you came from, who you are, how are you going to know where you're going?
With the Isaiah 1.
Okay, yeah, go on. Yeah, 1 and 3.
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 1.
That's off the tip, man.
Alright. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Yeah, that's it. I've nourished and brought up children. And that's talking about the children of Israel. Because the Lord basically, imagine he took us from Egypt, he basically built us up. And to clean us up, made us like into his people, gave us the promises. and they've rebelled, man. And the thing is like, a lot of our people are, the thing is, you go back in history, a lot of our people, even when they knew who they were, still went into rebellion. So the thing is now that the Lord's basically bringing his people back, he's sifting through. He's only after the elect, those that are going to stand with him. He's not after just everyone, because back in Egypt, it was a whole nation as a whole that came out. But now it's going to be a deliverance just like Egypt, but there's only going to be a select few which are chosen.
Verse 3, it says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doth not consider.
Yeah, that's it. The ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib. But hey man, these tribes, they don't know who their leader is. A lot of them are basically just wandering after what the so-called white man's pushing onto them, man. That's pretty much what a lot of them are just following. Well, you know, so-called white man, they see the so-called white man in power, they're following after. And that's the same thing that happened in the time of, it said in Maccabees, in the time of the Greeks. They were just like, okay, well, you know, they said to come and worship. Okay, let's worship. That's why you go in the church, you see it's a so-called white man's image up there. But there are people, even though they're black, they're still going to go in there and just go, I'll worship the white man, whatever. Because in their mind, he is their God, man. And that was beating them through slavery. Hey, that's what basically the Lord's going to be taking off us.
Back in 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and 43. And it says, ye, many also of the Israelites, consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbaths.
Yeah, so and the thing is that's something that's happening again now. Because it's more or less, you've got our people, they're not basically following after the laws of the Bible, they're not dealing with the truth, they don't want to deal with who they are. They're basically just going to be down with worshiping whatever the so-called white man says to worship. And there's many different forms and veins that takes. The thing is, yeah, that's what I was going to do. The Roman Catholic Church is like basically the head, and it disseminates into multiple different channels. Because like another big one is Islam. You got like the blacks have like the Nation of Islam, but that's the thing is that's also false, because that's basically just like it comes from the Roman Catholic Church. They're the guys who authored back during the Dark Ages, wicked Israelites, who actually authored the Quran. Put it together.